today's story, friends, I'm not going to shy away from, even though it's not self-incriminatory, self-ink. But I'll read it to you, and I'll mention something else also. Hashgacha pratis that I wasn't even aware of. Someone tells me I'm not. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. So I'll say it anyway. So here's the story that the Psalm Duchman shares with us. Simchas Torah of 1906. Tav Reish Samach Vov. That's the year of the whole Hemshech began then, the Rosh Hashanah. So by the Fabrengen, the Rebbe Rashab, there were not too many Fabrengens in the Rebbe Rashab for the year. It was my Morim, Shabbos, Yom Tov. Fabrengens were Simchas Torah, Purim, Kislev. Was it? 3 times a year he sat with Chassidim and spoke. And all the Fabrengens of all of the years are in one volume, Torah Shalom. It's very ridiculous things there. And a lot of Askola and Avodah. The rest was all of my Morim were Friday night, not Shabbos day, Friday night. Beautiful description of how the Maimon was said. If you get up in front of him, they would look at each other just look at each other for a while, and then he'd close his eyes and begin to mind. Anyway, so Simchas Torah of that year, the Rebbe Rashab spoke very strongly against rolling up one's beard. He told Shmuel Katzman, the famous Chassid, you should do this with Kabbalah soil. And to the Tomim, Shmuel Yitzchak Boyder, I don't know who he is, who was a big maskil, he used different words and he won't tell us what he said. Years later, continues Abzal Dolfman, when the Rebbe was in Nastov, he again spoke about this issue, but he puts in brackets, not about rolling the beard, about cutting the beard. And he said then, no, these days, not rolling the beard is truly a matter of Mesidas Nefesh. And to continually demand Mesidas Nefesh is very hard to do. So he kind of dropped that demand a little bit. But he's demanding then not to trim the beard. So I just want to add, I need to research this further, but the shaila is about dyeing the beard. It's a big shaila in halacha, very big discussion, whether a male is allowed to dye his hair or beard. Because we all know that the root of the shaila is, in some say it's deiraisa, it's a mamash Torah prohibition, because that's part of the prohibition of not emulating, dressing like a woman or emulating a woman's behavior. So the shaila is, if a person, one of the questions is, if you don't actually dye it, a person takes medication, is that permissible? It's not direct. Such a medication don't exist. There's medication that makes hair black or dark. That's a shaila brought in Achronim. But the question of actually dyeing the hair is a big question. There's some that want to give a heter. And the heter is that since it's no longer a woman's thing, men habitually, it doesn't matter Jew or not, but it's common for men to want to look younger and dye their hair. So therefore it's not deiraisa. Anyway, it's a discussion. I'm just putting it on the table that I think it's fair to say that for a chassid, it's pasnish, if it's not appropriate. Not appropriate. Shai, they bring in achronim is someone who's in shidduchim. Another question. He's in shidduchim, he's a bit older, and he has white hair, so that's a reason to allow the heter. It's not for what he wants to dye his hair, because he wants to get married. That's okay. But for those of us, the Baruch Hashem, it's not the issue. It's something to consider very, very carefully. As what's appropriate, heter or not, which is a very tenuous heter. Matthew Rebbe speaks about it, and he discusses it, but concludes with, he says, in no way, don't take my words in any way, chas v'shalom. He underlines it as any kind of license, and it's discussed in Achronim, and the ruling is, bottom line is one should know. Okay, that's the story. Continue Beis Hashem tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Tomorrow's Friday, yeah. Beis Hashem. a wonderful day, everybody.
Yeshakayach.
To the stages.